second position. Well, when the Federal Reserve, when their time ran out on the bankruptcy, then that moved this trust up into first position. And now we've got these damn chinks out there trying to come in here and take this country over with a bunch of counterfeit instruments. Now you tell me how in the hell they did that. Because they loaned a bunch of money to George Washington. Up my hind end, they did. China operated on closed-door policy up until 1971. Now who in the hell have they done to our kids down and our representatives down that far?
I would say so. I mean, come on. You know, I just talked with Dr. Lorraine Day about how they're poisoning America with the pharmaceuticals. I mean, half of America is on drugs and not illegal drugs, and they control the illegals. The whole Israel CIA Mossad runs all the illegal drugs all over the world. I mean, we got our troops in Afghanistan.
And look at the children. Look how many children they've got on that damn Ritalin.
We've got our troops are over in Afghanistan guarding the opium poppy field.
I know that. And, you know, I don't know when the American people are going to wake up. See, the thing of it is, they did the same thing to China. They flooded China with drugs. This is during the last emperor.
That's right. And that was England. That was England behind the opium.
That was the East India Company. Sure was. So, now, you know, I'm getting old. And I'm not going to fight this battle much longer. Because I'm sick and tired of a bunch of dumbass, stupid Americans that won't get off of their damn asses and protect their country. That's putting it pretty damn blunt. When they're so damn stupid that they sit there and, well, I got to go along with China. We got the old royal families over there. Well, you played hell getting the old royal families. Those old royal families are just as crooked as the rest of them. They didn't get to be old royals for nothing. All they want is to get their damn hands on this country and on our people. And they're not getting their hands on this goddamn trust. I'll burn this son of a bitch first. Screw 'em.
Well, it seems like they've already got it. I mean, they just take whatever they need and charge it to you, don't they?
The American people have a little bit of a priority there. But of course, I don't know about the American people anymore. I don't know about them. I think they're such suckasses, and anybody that's got the damn money, anybody that stand out there and give them 50 cents, they'll sell their country out. Same thing that's going on in the White House. We got a man up there in the White House that I would just about bet you 50 cents that he's not even an American citizen.
Well, he's not a natural-born American citizen.
That's right.
And
how in the hell he got to be president? It needs to be challenged.
Grandma, he is the perfect person for the position he has been put in. He is the perfect New World Order type. He's half black, he's half white, he's part Muslim, he's part Jew, he's part Christian. He's the perfect guy for the one world government of the banksters, by the banksters, and for the banksters.
Manchurian candidate.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm going to tell you something. I was born under a constitution. I'm under Title I. Section 111. Now, I want all you listening to me, kids. I want you to look up. Well, hang on, you go ahead. Rights retain under statute. And I'm going to tell you what you have here. That you have, if you're an American citizen and they've repealed your rights and they tell you you don't have any rights, they tell you you don't have anything to rely on, you better tell them about the 19, I'm going to get it to you, Clay. Hang on just a minute, let me find it.
Now, we sold out this country in World War II. We sold out our one ally in China. That was Chiang Kai-shek, wasn't it?
We didn't sell him down. Hell, he sold us out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We sent them all. I don't know if you read Major Jordan's diaries or not.
I have read some of that, yes.
Well.
But didn't we leave some military equipment over there for Mao Zedong?
We left something more important than that. We left the treasury plates for the gold and silver certificates.
So China could just print whatever they wanted?
That's absolutely correct. And that was done by Henry Dexter White and under Roosevelt. And that son of a gun was a communist that look what I just sent you. They later exposed it. They were going to have a congressional hearing on him on the House of Un-American Activities, and he died. And under this United States Code, if you have constitutional rights and they're challenging you on them, then by them, your rights are retained as though they have never been repealed. And this happened. And that's the Act of 1933 when they start pulling on us.
Now, what is this March 3rd, 1933? What is this act? This is Title I, Chapter 2, 111?
That's an emergency power. When they start stealing everybody's rights.
Okay, all right.
So read it to everybody so they'll know what it is.
No inference shall be raised by the enactment of the Act of March 3rd, 1933, that the sections of the revised statutes repealed by such act were in force or effect at the time of such enactment, provided, however, that any rights or liabilities exist under such repealed sections shall not be affected by their repeal.
You can, if they want it, you post that on your website, Clay, so the kids will have it.
Okay.
This is something that's just absolutely ridiculous.
All right, Grandma, you have this trust, but you have been the Clintons, the Bushes, everybody around you. I mean, everybody in office and the highest office has used this trust fraudulently.
No, they used what they thought Russell owned, and Russell didn't own a damn thing.
After they murdered him, after they killed him.
Yeah, they forged and falsely notarized his signature 4 years after he was dead. Now, under the notary laws of this country, if you're transferring any property, you must produce the evidence and the identification to the fact that, yes, you are the party who is conveying that property. Well, Russell was dead. He couldn't be there. And that's what's caused all this problem right now. You're just a bunch of forged documents.
What can we do, Grandma, if the law enforcement?
You and I can't do anything. You and I can't do anything. We've got 385 million of dumbass Americans out there that haven't got enough sense for a pea out of a boot, who stand there and follow up with some phony spaceship commander who is really a Saudi queen or princess, who's over here creating this problem. And yet they're all saying, oh, beam me up, here comes that big spaceship. Those spaceships that are out there allegedly come out of Area 51. They've been building them for years. Since when? 1947? 46, 47? And yet they're trying to make everybody think, oh, beam me up, Scotty. Here comes this new world order. It's coming in on a spaceship. Come on, give me a freaking break. And then there's that nonsense. They've got these kids so damn dumbed down, it's unreal. Then there's that nonsense about setting explosives around the New Niagara Falls. No. What is happening is you've got that old Pangean continent arising again. You've got an earth change. You've got an earth shift. That's where the plates will slide one over the other. And I think you better all take a look at Gordon Scallion's map. Because that's what you're going to be looking at. And then the U.S. Coast Guard and Navy put out a map. And when this starts happening, that Illinois River from Chicago, it goes all the way down to Illinois. They made that Illinois River run backwards so that they could build there in the mudflats of Chicago. Well, you're going to see, when these earth changes happen, you're going to see Lake Michigan wash out Chicago. You're going to see all of those Great Lakes come flooding in. They're going to wipe it out all the way down through southern Illinois, down through Illinois, down through Missouri, Oklahoma, all the way down to Louisiana. And that's what you're going to see. You're going to see these United States split in half. Now, I don't know, don't call me, don't tell me a damn thing. I've studied this too damn long. I've studied it too long, just like you have, Clay. So I don't want any nonsense coming in here. If you haven't got enough sense or to educate yourself, then that's your problem. It is not mine. I've gone through hell protecting all of you. I can't even afford to get my damn teeth fixed. But my health insurance, they stole that. But if I turn the trust over to them, I can have my health insurance. Now, come on, give me
This is what Grandma, they've done this to Paul Pantone. They did this to Howard Hughes. They kept him a prisoner.
You bet your butt. You know who in the hell Howard Hughes' nurse was Doris Aker.
Yeah, tell me about these Ekers. Where the hell did they come from? They masqueraded as patriots like some of these, like a lot of these people out here.
EJ was a Bank of America. He was a trader with Bank of America. He worked with Comex and Wells Fargo, Bank of America. And that's why you've got all these shorts with Comex right now on the gold. They traded out this gold through Comex and Bank of America. Bank of America's in deep crap, and you know it. So is Wells Fargo. So is J.P. Morgan. You're looking at the money laundering banks there. You're looking at the gold laundering. They've been selling out gold now. Gold, what's the price of gold? Gold is at $1,400 something, or somewhere around there, $1,200 to $1,400.
Yeah.
They've dummied up a false market because there is no gold. There's gold-plated tungsten, but there is no gold. The gold that We had a man to come by.
They made they made a pretty good profit off of that gold that Roosevelt forced us to turn in 1933 under this fake emergency. And then well, let's see, that doubled to $32 an ounce, and now.
I know. But the thing of it is, you talking about that 33 emergency. I watched them come and take the wedding ring off of my grandmother's hand. And I watched that little lady stand there and cry. She would hold her ring finger and cry. I watched that. I'll never forget it. So in 1988, 89, Russell and I were talking about that. And I said, Russell, I'll never forget those bastards coming in and taking my grandmother's wedding ring. And he said, yeah. He says, it's going to happen again, too, if we look at the way things are going. And I said, well, we've got to stop it. How are we going to stop it? So that's when he and I started thinking about putting up a will. And that will would, whichever one of us passed first, would take care of that part. And we had that situation with that I had assigned over to Cosmos, and so that was to be what we would use for the American people. Well, then we turned around and figured out, well, hey, we got Latin America down there to worry about. And so I put up another 24% for them. But then Illinois got involved, and they wouldn't allow it to be probated. So then Clinton and Donna Shalala, they used Donna Shalala there with the Health and Human Services, and they started wiping my records. Then they made me go off of Russie's, off of the Cosmos bank account there at Boatman's on November the 18th, 1991. And then they started using the Boatman's account as an in and out account. And now Boatman's has been gobbled up. They've been gobbling these banks up to cover up the paper trails. That's what's going on.
And to eliminate competition. I mean, there's one state that has its own bank. That would be North Dakota, and they don't have any debt, and they're doing pretty well.
Well, we ought to also, I've asked these kids out here that's trying to get these republics straightened out. I said, find yourself a banker within your own group and do the same thing for yourselves. Unfortunately, now I've got to say this because we're running out of time. I had a little dispute with a gentleman. And you know the gentleman to whom I'm referring. And this gentleman was, and I'm not going to mention the name, he became very, and I thought we were all working very well together. But then I started working with another gentleman who lived in another state. His state was having problems with illegal aliens and all of that, and they needed someone to step up and say something and help him get some documents straightened out. So I helped him. All of a sudden, this other party comes back and he starts dictating to me as hard and heavy as he could about those instruments. And I wanted to do this, and I couldn't do that. And I said, now wait a minute. I can do any damn thing I want to do. And, well, you're not to talk to this one, and you're not to talk. I said, I'll talk to any damn person I want to talk to. I said, now there's only one dictator around here, and I dictate what's going to happen with this trust. I'm the dictator. I have the right to be the dictator because this is my trust. This belongs to me. So, and I have to make sure that all of the purposes and the intent of the articles are followed. And that's where I become a dictator. Because I'm not going to allow anyone to misrepresent this trust.
Well, you know, and sometimes that's actually what you need. I suggested one time that if I was going to run for office, I'd run for king. And, well,
I got one to top that one.
Clay, we don't have kings in this country. Yeah, but the Constitution says we can change our form of government anytime we feel the need for it. And if I was king, I would be a one-term king. And what I would do in my reign is clean out all of these bankster crooks, put them all in prison where they belong, and restore the Constitution in this country, restore the republics in this country. And if you can do that as a dictator with this trust, I'll be there right beside you to help you.
Well, this is a funny. I had someone to ask me, who said, this been a couple of years ago, and they said, BK, why don't you run for president? I said, oh, Jesus Christ, who in the hell would want that job? Well, seriously, why don't you run for president? I said, okay, I will, but I said, you're going to have to give me a full dictatorship. And I said, then I'm going to give it to me for 1 year, and you give me absolute total loyalty of the military. And I said, within 1 year, I'll give you your country back, and I'll give you your Constitution back, and I'll give you a form of constitutional government. They said, well, what are you going to do if we give you absolute? I said, don't ask.
We've got the technology, we've got the resources, we've got the ability. If the government just stepped aside, did what it was supposed to protected our borders.
Honey, that's the thing. You just said the key word there, government. Who is the government? It's the people. That's not just crooked bastards up there in Washington, D.C. They're not a government. That's organized crime the way it's been going. Let me tell you something. Everybody says, oh, well, Alan Greenspan, he's got immunity. They gave him immunity before he would resign. And I said, yes, they might have given that old fart immunity. But I will tell you this. He does not have immunity over murder. Because those statutes of limitations never expire. And he murdered Russell Herman. He was part of that group that murdered my husband. That allowed this money laundering crap to go on, that has destroyed the global economics, destroyed the global banking, destroyed the American dollar, and is now destroying the nation itself because they've allowed China to come in because of the deals that Alan Greenspan's Citibank, JP Morgan, bunch of bastards got out there and laundered out money to China with. Now you talking about organized crime, that's crime.
Yes, well, what we're facing is
passing my First Amendment right, folks. Because I still got that First Amendment right under 1 U.S.C. Section 111. So there.
Well, hopefully, have you had any encouragement from higher up? You've been talking about this trust. The FBI and the ADL listen to us because they send all their little punks and all their little trolls.
Oh, that ADL! I don't know what the hell they're over here for.
It's a civilian arm to the Mossad.
The Constitution forbids the federal government from spying on the American citizens. So they enter into a contract with the ADL and Israel to come over here and spy on the American citizens.
That's exactly what it is. It is the civilian arm of the Mossad or the CIA. And as far as I'm concerned, the Mossad and the CIA work hand in hand together to run all the drugs from Afghanistan, from Vietnam.
The CIA is not a legitimate federal agency. The is a private corporation. I've sent you that. I've given you information on that. I've posted that. And if you don't believe it, go on to my website at theantichamber.net. And you type in the little Google bar there, capital SPE, and then small, CIA, and then capital L, group. And you see what you come up with. Harry Truman didn't authorize them.
Well,
the Constitution didn't authorize George Bush to sell out the United States either, but he did. Now these things have to be addressed by the people. I'm a 75-year-old old woman out here in the Iowa cornfields. I've already done my battle. It's time for you guys to get off your asses and do your own battles before it comes down the street, down through your alleys, and knocking on your door.
it's happening now. It's happening here. And your points about China, they even brought China into this trust matter about you, so you got to just to get you a little bit of flack there. But the Chinese, I mean, they don't call it the New World Order for nothing. One world government of the banksters, by the banksters, and for the banksters, and they are using China. They might have lost a little bit of control over Russia. The Russian people got tired of having the communists in power for 100 years.
Well, I don't know, I really don't. I've done all I can do. I've done all I can do. It's up to the people. It's not up to me anymore. Because I'm just about to wash my hands of the whole damn crap. It's just crap. When you've got law enforcement, they need to get a legitimate law enforcement agency in there and investigate these bastards. Well, they couldn't investigate them. That's why they had to bring in Interpol. Because diplomatic immunity, they all had diplomatic immunity. Well, now how in the hell do you get diplomatic immunity against treason? You remember what my husband said when we brought him on November the 17th? When the American people find out what the federal government has done, he said, I wouldn't want to be a president, I wouldn't want to be in the executive branch. He says, I wouldn't want to be a congressman, I wouldn't want to be a senator. And he went on down the line to the local dog catcher, and I said, well, he said, because they're going to take the bastards out, give them they're going to round them up, give them a fair trial, and hang those bastards on the Capitol steps. And I said, how in the hell can you give anybody a fair trial with the predetermination of hanging them? He said treason.
All right, we're out of time here, Grandma. Thank you for being with me, and I'm at your service, my dear.
Well, thank you. I wish, God bless you, Clay. Would you send me a copy of this, please, son?
Absolutely.
And, I think, I just wish Americans would wake up.
I will send you links to the YouTubes for the show, and the sound files and the MP3 files and all the links. You'll have it in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, and I'll make sure they get out to Italy and other countries.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Call recording has been completed.